Hello, my name is Michael Cups with ActiveOps, and welcome to this session of AOTV. Just a reminder, ActiveOps is a decision intelligence platform that helps service operations make better decisions in real time with common data sets. So we're very excited about our guest today, and we'll talk a little bit about ActiveOps in that context as we get through the conversation. I'd like to introduce Kamal and Sunil, and I'm going to let you introduce yourselves and tell us about the organization that you represent.
Thank you. Michael Cups, we're grateful to be here. My name is the most American name you can think of having. If you sue me, you won't get a penny. So my first name is Sunil. And my last name is Maini. Our doctor used to say, you guys are one too many when we were young. So Sunil Maini. I serve as the chairman of the US-India Chamber of Commerce. I also have the title of Chairman Emeritus. I served as chairman in my first time during 2012 and 13, and my second term is 2022 and 23. So I am chairman only for the next so many days. And then I'll have a permanent title of immediate past chair. So past chair title cannot be taken away from you. US-India Chamber of Commerce was started in 1999 by A.K. Mago when he approached our Consulate General of India, Renzing Wangli, and also the Ambassador of India, Ambassador Naresh Chandra, and mentioned to them that there is a possibility that that the bilateral trade between India and the US can grow. We are now in the US. This is our homeland, and we want our homeland to grow while as we are experiencing the growth. So the same thing happening that India was growing in the middle class section, and so if we could grow with India by growing our businesses in the US and taking the customer base of India to help. And vice versa, if Indian businesses wanted to do business in the US, we could be the bridge for them as well. So that's what the Chamber of Commerce are supposed to do. Initially, Chambers of Commerce were to do international trade. Then it became local to the region also, then national also. And so in 2013, we went national. And now in 2023, we are actually starting chapters all over the country so that we can be the bridge between Dallas and Chicago and New Jersey and or whichever city our members want to do business in. So that's 1999 through 2023 is 24 years. So the highest happiness is that next year is our 25th anniversary. And we are going to celebrate.
That's great.
And thanks to ActiveOps to kick off that 25th anniversary on December 15th today. So thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. I appreciate you having us on today. Appreciate ActiveOps support for the Chamber. My name is Kamal Fulani. I'm the Executive Director of the Chamber. We, as Mr. Maini said, we've been in existence. We're going on 25 years now. We're your traditional chamber. We want to see our business and members grow. We want to see the North Texas economy grow. But more importantly, we do have a unique vantage point in that we cater solely to the Indian American community here in North Texas. And we're special in that we're the only chamber that does what we do for the Indian American business community. We provide our members services to help network, to help bridge gaps between the U.S. and India, and the U.S. and India and U.S. specifically here in North Texas for business opportunities. And we also have a focus on bringing delegations from India to the U.S. and taking delegations from North Texas to India as well. And we also run our it's a 501c3 foundation, which is the nonprofit arm of the chamber, and that is focused more towards doing community service. During the height of COVID, our foundation was able to help our community in India by shipping COVID equipment over to India and helping the community over there. So we have a regular chamber, but we also have a 501c3 foundation that we manage as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you touched on a little bit about what I wanted to ask you next is what are some of the programs, and very specifically that you use to do that networking? I mean, I think we've been a sponsor member for 2 years now. We've enjoyed the gala that you do every year, the things like the health and wellness conference that you do in the summer months. I think it was in August of last year. But I'm sure there's other things that you do. Could you just elaborate a little bit more on kind of some of the specific programs?
Yeah, and thank you, Michael. Again, thanks for Active Ops. They've been a great supporter and a member of the chamber. We've enjoyed our partnership with you guys, and as Michael mentioned, one of where we were able to really build our relationship with Active Ops was during our second annual workplace or our wellness and workplace conference, which is our conference that we host. This is going to be going on our third year next year, and it's geared towards healthcare, wellness, mental health, and that entire space. And we were fortunate enough to have Michael as our moderator for one of our panel discussions, and that was a very timely discussion. Sunil, as you were there in attendance, and you got to hear the discussion, was the implementing technology in the healthcare space discussion. And Michael, you did such a great job of moderating and keeping that discussion on point, because I heard great feedback from our attendees to say that they were able to gain a lot about what large healthcare corporations are doing to move healthcare forward, but at the same time, how they're incorporating that technology that we see that Active Ops uses and implements for these other corporations, and how they're using that technology and harnessing it to be more efficient and come to speed in our new, I guess, world that we live in, where technology is flying at a rapid clip, right?
Well, I got to say, you made it easy because you had great guests from United Health and Access Healthcare and Medical City. They were a great panel.
We did well. Thank you. And so that's one event that we host. Our other events, we usually kick off the year with our annual women's conference, and that's where we bring in female entrepreneurs, business leaders, and to highlight the work that they've done in the community, and not only in the Indian American community, but outside of the community. And that's such a fun event because it's very high powered, high energy. All of our attendees are able to really network with some of these folks. So it's one of our highlight events that we host to kick off our year.
That's
and
great.
Then we have our technology conference, and this year it was more so geared towards AI and cybersecurity for everything that's going on in that space. And then our gala that you mentioned, Michael, that's our annual awards banquet. That's our keynote event, our signature event that we host to complete our year. This year we were fortunate to have Governor Greg Abbott as the keynote. We had our largest attendees at 750 folks come out, and we usually get between 600 to 750 folks. And these events, Michael, this as a chamber, Indian American chamber, these events are unique in that nobody else in North Texas hosts these types of events where they bring together thought leaders in the Indian American community and have them mix and mingle with other business leaders throughout the North Texas area. So we are very proud of that, and we want to keep that going and moving forward. Yeah,
and I got to commend you on the quality of those sessions. I think you had U.S. Senator Johnson at the health.
Yep.
And it was and they were spot on talking about the things that matter in the community. So Sunil, I want to ask you a little bit. Can you tell us about your membership?
Yes.
What's the profile? What's the type of people that would come to the chamber?
So first of all, I would like to say that our every member is tomorrow's Bill Gates.
Okay.
So he may start from a garage, doesn't mean anything to us, but he's an entrepreneur, he's a professional, and he's one who wants to grow. That's the basic rule of becoming a member, is to want to grow. And so we have self-employed people also, and then we have Dallas has 22 Fortune 500 headquarters, and therefore a lot of them are our members. And then there are a lot of tomorrow's big time entrepreneurs that are also our members. From mid-size to small business to major companies, and very diverse group. And our job is that we are the catalyst that can help make you have customers, vendors, clients. If you can get together and inject education and experience and partnerships in there, that's what lot of money has grown in the DFW area as a result of our membership. And if I would add also, as far as the benefits of memberships, is like Kamal was mentioning, we host various events like the Technology Forum, the Wellness Forum, the Women's Forum, where we get all the. I think a year and a half ago, we had the CEO of IBM from India. That was our keynote speaker at that Women's Forum, and the Health Forum that we have, and we have the Franchisors Forum and the Franchisees Forum. And so whatever will escalate the business from now, today's discussion is based upon how can I make my operations become AI based, and here is active ops. That's our concern to our really want to make sure that it also gets business in our community, and our community benefits from that, and your benefit is also one of the benefits that we are very interested in growing every member. So that's our main interest.
You mentioned partnerships, and I don't even know if I've told you this, but we have active conversations going with your members and other firms. And as you know, we're a tech company, so we the Fortune list that you mentioned, we deal with very big banks and big insurance companies and healthcare companies, and inevitably they have operations in India as well as the U.S. and maybe other countries as well. And so we're kindly interested in that combination of your membership too, because they're our customers or they're our partners in some cases and things like that. And that's kind of what I wanted to get a profile on. Is it seems like you operate here in Dallas, but you operate in multiple continents.
That is called arbitrage, where you pay less for what you want to get and get more from your customer. And so I think 85% of all big firms have their operations in India also. India is one of the, technologically speaking and otherwise in all spheres, it's one of the most educated countries on planet Earth right now. And we have 900, out of the 1.4 billion population, we have 965 million people who are under the age of 35 and 415 million in that 965, which are less than 15 years. And all of them are required to go to school. And starting next year, each of them will have to learn 2 vocational skills between the grades of 8 to 12. So that when they exit high school, if they don't want to pursue college, they have 2 skills. So if one industry goes down, they can enter another one. And when I was taking my son for orientation to college, I was told that I will change 4 or 5 jobs during my career. Your age group will change 4 or 5 careers during your job life. And so that world that we are experiencing, now that artificial intelligence has come, that all the data that has been accumulated for centuries is now being put together so that immediate decision can be made. Intelligence is used to select between right and wrong, the right, between good and bad, the good, between moral and immoral, the moral, between ethical and unethical. That is what intelligence is. It connotes. And it may be called artificial, but because it has a data, it is not that artificial. It is augmenting reality. So I think the future, therefore, is the world has become better every time we have blinked our eyes. So thanks to people like Active Ops who are making it seamless and making it easier to reach a higher goal, whether it is in terms of improving the world or making returns on investment or whatever angle we search. But the highest benefit is that the world is getting better, becoming a better place. So thanks for all you do.
Absolutely. And, we just hired a couple of new employees at ActiveOps that were based in India, and they did projects on ActiveOps for our customers, Royal Bank of Scotland and others, and they deployed the technology for Royal Bank of Scotland in multiple continents. But the interesting thing is now he's a valued resource that we just hired. He wanted to move to North America, so he's moved here, and we've hired him as one of our employees to help other customers deploy our technologies. Do you see a lot of that movement in your membership? Do you see that kind of opportunity?
We do see that movement. With our diverse base, a lot of our members have footprint here in the U.S., but also in India at the same time.
Yeah.
And we see that movement where they have a large employee base here, a large employee base in India.
Yeah.
I forget who I was talking to, but one of our members recently, they mentioned that, hey, we're going to bring over a cohort of 5 folks to come work here in the U.S. So we want to see that movement, right?
Yeah.
We want to see that cross pollination of knowledge and thought leaders come from India to the U.S. and from the U.S. to India, specifically here in North Texas.
Yeah.
And we think that that is great. We want to keep growing that. But obviously, our first and foremost focus is here, growing the footprint here in North Texas. That's why we want to help Active Ops grow y'all's footprint here in North Texas, where we can help y'all get connected with our members in the North Texas area. We want to be able to do that, not just for Active Ops, but for all of our members.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, Sunil.
Within our own board members, there are 3 or 4 of them that have 14, 15, 20,000, 35,000 employees in India, and some are setting up that many. And then Tech Mahindra, is on our board member. He's one of the board members also, and they are a huge firm in both in India and the US. And so, a lot of our own very close to us people have good operations on both sides. Yeah. And I am one of them who wants to do business with India only if they want to send business here. I myself, for my own firm, I don't send my business to India, which is a very small minority. But at the same time, whatever I am today is because of the base that was made in this country, and I want to repay what I owe here. But I'm talking to all the accounting CPA firms. They are all doing business in India, and now a couple of months ago, businesses from India who are doing business in America, for their taxes and accounting, we are doing business for them in the US itself, for the US needs. So all kinds of people are there, and so. But growth is on both sides.
Yes, and those taxes are on both sides too.
And taxes are on both sides.
So it's what I find fascinating about that I don't want to say that dual kind of citizenship or membership, maybe is the right word for it. You have dual membership, and you've got both communities. What we're seeing, and you've talked about decision intelligence, artificial intelligence, and things like that. What's exciting about it for companies to deliver more about what they want to deliver, whatever that is, more claims or more loans or whatever business they're in of doing. What we're seeing is the ease at which now decisions are made, because the two cultures are blending well together. And so the same information that a U.S. manager can make about a decision is the same information available to an India manager to make the same decision at the right time and serving the customers. And so that's very exciting for us. And I'm sure your members are seeing that as well, because it kind of lifts both economies, right? And it lifts the companies.
Good.
It does, Michael. And we, like I mentioned, we do have a membership base that has footprint here in the U.S. and in India. And I think we, prior to our interview, we were just talking. I know Sunil had mentioned what happens here is that the U.S. might be a thought leader on it, but India is pretty quick to implement something like that. And we're seeing that not only and with our membership base. We have our ISD who are members of the chamber, and we see that in STEM programs now, right? And what's happening is we're seeing folks that want to cultivate that STEM idea, that knowledge, because they want to grow that pipeline. Yep. Whereas you see in India, it's already there, right? Folks are in the engineering and the STEM field right off the bat, and the U.S. is really catching up on that, and that's why we're seeing that level playing field now a little bit, where they can get some of these folks who have come up here in the U.S. to be on par with their counterparts in India, and vice versa, right? Both economies are growing at a rapid pace. We're seeing STEM programs coming up at a rapid pace as well, and that's just to the testament of the people need to learn that technology, and STEM, I think, is the way to go. And even with STEAM, you see STEM, you see all of these at a lower level that affects the workforce overall in the North Texas economy.
Yeah, and I know I want you to add to that, Sunil. The interesting thing that you hit on something that I just wanted to highlight is that I mentioned in RPA, robotic process automation, which was a real hype cycle a few years ago, still is, but it's now AI has kind of eclipsed that in what you read about in the headlines. But I had the opportunity to go to India, and I was watching projects evolve in the U.S. They were thinking about it, like you said. But when I went to India, they were actually doing it, and they had training centers all over to teach people about how to use robotic process automation. And so it just seemed like it accelerated there. And you pull those two together, and you get kind of some interesting synergies.
And I want to bring back that in 1969, when Apollo 14 reached the moon, out of the 38 engineers who made it happen, 19 of them were Indians.
Okay.
So it's not like India was good in science starting yesterday.
Yes.
India became a nuclear power a long time ago also, one of the 6 that are there now. And since then, we have added some more also. But India has a very solid base in science. We call the earth round in the beginning of time. And so our calendar system on when the eclipses will come and when the sun will rise and all, NASA is using it today. And this was tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago that all this was chalked out. And so as far as that is in the past. In the current times, I can give you an example of what you were just mentioning about. My father would have been 97 today if he was alive. And I've been hearing since I was 10. And then I heard it every year, if not every 5 years at least, that when he was a kid, he used to wonder that will there come a time that I can hear Jordan, who's in the other room, while I'm sitting in this room, in closed room. And then the loudspeakers came, and when people were talking from afar, they could hear. And then he said, I used to wonder that if I can hear the person who's sitting in the next town or city, or if I can hear the commentary of a soccer game or a cricket game and something. And he says, then the radio came. And then the kids, they keep on wondering further into the next horizon. He would wonder if I can see the guy. And then in 68, I think television came to India. And then they would wonder if I can talk to that guy. And then the telephone also came. And then later he was wondering if I can see the guy I'm talking to. And he would tell me that I have been on a bicycle, I've been on a motorcycle, I've been on a car, I've been in a electric vehicle now also. And 5 years ago, electric vehicles had already come out. And he said, I've been on a boat, on a plane, everything that came out for the first time he had experienced in this one life. And we are now going into the next horizon with the advent of AI and what operations that are going to be actively managed without any manpower, so to say. But sometimes the doctor cannot think of everything that can go wrong, but AI can help do that. And that is what, whether it is billing or whether it is finding out what is exactly wrong, can be scraped out of the body, and health can be given, or on the road, or on the in the sky, wherever. There's no limit to it. But such is the world we are experiencing, and it is awesome. I mean, for everybody.
And we can't say much good about COVID, but there's one thing that came of that was the way we communicate with one another. It became borderless almost. The Zoom calls, Teams calls, all of that stuff is now commonplace. Before it was you would have people hesitant to get on a video call with another person on the other end. Now it's kind of just ubiquitous, right? Everybody, that's that. So, and now with the advent of combining AI with human intelligence, now they're sharing the same data, they're sharing the same algorithms for making decisions, et cetera. So it's just accelerating, which must be exciting for you guys. You must have your tech conference this year is going to be probably a lot of fun topics.
Yeah, it is, Michael. Thanks for bringing that up. Our tech conference, as well as our wellness and workplace conference, because obviously on the tech side, this past year we focused on AI and cybersecurity, and for the next year we want to stay on that focus, stay on that path. But this year I think we'll hear more from our panelists and our keynote speakers to how they're actually, what the results they're seeing, right, as them implementing this new technology and what they've seen so far as the efficiency or the pros and cons. And I'm very curious to hear about what some of our industry leaders are saying moving forward into this new, I guess, era of ushering in a new space of technology. But then also on the wellness and the healthcare side, we heard, as you mentioned, Michael, you moderated one of our discussions on the AI or technology in the healthcare panel. And this year we want to focus on the same again, is what our healthcare leaders are doing to implement this new technology, how they're implementing AI to become more efficient. But then at the same time, you also have that cyber security kind of role that you have to play, right? Yeah. What are CISOs doing to protect their company, to protect all this information that these healthcare providers have for their patients. So it's going to be very unique. I'm very excited. We want to stay in touch with ActiveOps on these on our events. If we can plug you in again, Michael, you're a great moderator. You keep right here. We keep the communication conversation going. So we are excited, especially with our 25th anniversary coming up.
Yeah,
we want to create a very thoughtful conversation from our leaders for our attendees.
And that's fantastic. Speaking of that 25th anniversary, it's not on our run sheet, but I'm curious. Sunil, you've been here, you said 42 years in Dallas?
42 years, yes.
And you've had your practice for 35 years, I think you said. Years. And that's congratulations on that. That's a testament in itself. But so you picked Dallas as the place to start the chamber here in the U.S. And what a fortuitous thing, because we've got so many businesses here, and tech is here, and healthcare is here. But why did you start in Dallas? And then if you could, tell me where you're going next. You talked about a few cities that you're looking at expansion.
So sometimes when I think of the word present, I think it says pre-sent. It was already decided before, but it is living out in the present. And so my sister came 5 years before me, and she was studying in DFW. And then once she became a citizen, my brother-in-law applied for us for a green card, and I got the green card. And as luck would have it, 3 years before I landed the DFW airport, the third largest airport on planet Earth. Last year, it got the best airport award in the world. And if you are sitting in DFW, New York is 4 hours, so is Seattle, so is California, so is Florida. So we are sitting in the center of the universe of at least America, and whatever can come into the DFW area can be shipped anywhere within 4 hours. And so, and we have 22 Fortune 500 companies headquartered in DFW. So even if one of them goes down, the other 21 won't. So as an economy, we are the most established economy. As an economy, the DFW economy is the 23rd largest economy on planet Earth. Texas is the 8th. And so, since I have come, I did my Leadership Dallas course in 1992, 1993. And they showed us the transparencies where they put loop 12, then they put 635, then they put 190, then they put 380 on top of that in 92. All that planning was already done. And we went to the trenches and saw the dart tunnels for the trains. And it is such an amazing thing to have been in Dallas and grow with Dallas. And then in 1999, we established a chamber because India was going to be put a spotlight on itself. And thanks to all the help of all the past chairmen and all, I'm not saying, even the next chairman, I think we will quadruple the size when Raj Malik becomes our chairman and Sanjeev Khanna becomes the chairman of the National Chamber. This year we started the National Chamber and I'm the first chairman, but next year Sanjeev Khanna will lead that effort also. And so we will experience way more faster the growth now that the wheels are already, tracks are already made. And our goal is to know, when we are talking to a congressman, he says, I'm one of 25 people in the committee. So we need to get to have all the 25 people be on the same page. And that cannot be done from Dallas. Yeah. So we have to go local to the congressman or councilman's city. And so in the 42 years, the accomplishments we have made, we have done fireworks when it was India's independence, and last year in 2022, it was the 75th anniversary. And the Dallas downtown skyline was lit up in India flag colors during August 15th, and it was amazing. Next year on July 4th and August 15th, we will launch the Young Entrepreneurs and Professionals, YEP. We will initiate the YEP Leadership Program, where we will teach our young entrepreneurs, even you. You already know everything, but
no, I'm not young either.
we will show them how to talk to diplomats, how to talk to government officials, how to talk to businessmen, to venture capitalists, to financiers, to bankers, and to insurance companies, so that they are knowing how to be a symphony conductor instead of just being just one instrument that they're playing or thinking of. Yeah. So that growth has been so exponential that to think of moving anywhere has never entered my mind. Yeah. So it's been a very fine experience, and India has grown. DFW has grown. US has grown. Yeah. US has made one of the benefits of having been in DFW was our founding chairman, AK. He went to President George W. Bush and mentioned to him that India is the largest democracy, US is the oldest democracy, and the democracies should work together. And as a result of talking to him like that in 2004, in 2006, the US-India Civil Non-Proliferation Nuclear Treaty was signed. So the chamber has, you were there at the banquet that we had on November 6th. The Governor Abbott stated that the most business that India does in US is in the state of Texas. So because we took the delegation of the governor to India, which we are doing again in January 2024 also during our 25th anniversary. Because we did that, we can see the result of what a Chamber of Commerce ought to have as an ROI. Yeah. And if we can do that nationwide, every Indian wants to grow the boat he is in the US. Yeah. And so by having the chapters follow the template that we have now executed for the last 24 years, I think active ops can go in all the cities in America.
There we go.
Not just in the US.
Right. So. Yes, exactly. And I'm curious, do you have any case studies or something that stands out in your mind of really a success that the chamber brought, whether it's within a company or an individual or anything you'd like to share?
One example just off the top of my head, and folks can see this on our website as well, is a company that's still our current member called Perennials in Sutherland. And they're a high-end textiles company, but this was back in, I want to say maybe 2017, 2018. They're based here in Dallas, but they wanted to open or expand their footprint in India. And our chamber at that time worked very closely with their leadership, and they were able to figure out what location in India suits them best, cut through some of that red tape, and now Perennials in Sutherland has an outfit in India, and through that they were able to open up some of that business there. So not only did we help our members, but we also helped them grow some of their footprint in North Texas, but also help them grow internationally. And from that, you see just a direct kind of expansion on both levels.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that it's on your website. Why don't we mention your website now? Because I watched that video and it was a good story.
Well,
so
good. Well,
if you want to mention your website.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Michael. So we do have a website. It's www.usicoc.org. We have our Facebook page, Twitter, and our Instagram that we're active on. We encourage everybody to go visit those social media channels, and we look forward to engaging with more folks and staying engaged with Active Ops and yourself, Michael. And we appreciate all that you've done for the chamber.
Yeah, and we could continue talking, but we try to keep these to 30 minutes, and Jordan's going to throw us out of here anyway.
Right.
So any last comments? Anything you want to share? And then I'd like you to just tell people how they can reach you if they want to. Yeah.
I think if you become a member of the chamber, the one thing that will happen is that you will grow. Because if you want contracts, you have to have contacts first. So the purpose of joining a chamber of commerce is that you can have people that you respect and that bring a smile to your face by their successes, and that you are able to get in touch with them will definitely benefit your family, you, and the bottom line also as far as your financials are concerned, and the efforts you have to make those contacts, and contracts are way following when you are able to. The contacts come first. The contracts come way after that. But the sixth time, I think, when you attempt something, that you are guaranteed to become successful. So please also help Active Ops grow and grow our chamber as well.
We appreciate that. Come on, anything.
That's it. I think Sunil wrapped it up very eloquently. And again, website www.usicoc.org. Email address is info@usicoc.org. So please reach out. We look forward to staying in touch with our community, and I hope everybody has a good start to their new year.
Yeah, absolutely. And enjoy your 25th anniversary year. That should be a fun celebration all year, right?
Thank you. And I want you to know Raj Malik and Sanjeev Khanna will help you grow also. Please make contacts with them.
Absolutely.
And then you will get contacts from that.
That's great. Excellent. We sure will. And thank you, everybody, for listening in. And we hope you enjoyed the session. And please participate in the chamber here in DFW and where they're growing to as well. It's a fantastic organization. We have nothing but positive experiences with everything that when we engage with the organization and its members. If you want to check out Active Ops, please go to www.activeops.com. We've got resources up there. We can watch videos of other kinds, and you can learn more about our decision intelligence for service operations. And we look forward to seeing you on the next recording. Thanks a lot.